noches. So this is episode fucking 3. I know I said I was gonna try to be more consistent, but man, I just been busy, bro. And then I was sick, um, and it's just one of them times in life where it's like kind of Anyways, so basically, first of all, my internet's down, so yeah. So this probably gonna be posted already later than what I wanted it to be. But anyways, don't get off track. So today I want to get into, and I did my research. Okay, see, like I did my fucking research for this. I've always been into conspiracies and stuff, but especially when it comes to the music industry. Now, if you anything like me, you know that the music industry, they got some dark stuff going on. You know, from selling your soul to sacrifices to, you know. Anyways, we're gonna get into all that. The music industry is a dark and like very deep rabbit hole of different things. Y'all know that all that shit that's going on with fucking P Diddy, dirty ass Diddy. And what else be going on? Y'all know. And here's another thing I want to reiterate. All this stuff that's going on. You know, a lot of people, when they think of like music industry darkness, they think of like automatically rap, like the rap game. You know, all that. And yeah, it predominantly happens within the rap, community, but really a lot of it goes to the whole genre of music, like country, uh, pop, R&B, Taylor Swift, Beyonce. Like it gets a lot deeper than rap. So I wanted to kind of talk about the conspiracies and the what really goes on in the music industry, because you know hearing shit in the news, y'all know that what, at least a good 50% of all the rappers end up dying at some point, like, and it's not like a natural death. It's either like some type of shootout, overdose, you know, robbery, things like that. We lost X, we lost Pop Smoke, we lost fucking Takeoff from Migos. That was a hard one. Who else did we lose lately? P&B Rock. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, it's plenty of people dying. People that were hot on the charts. And that's another thing, is these people didn't die. Like, yeah, a lot of them, Mo 3, people like that were, into that crime gang life. You know, yeah, they died because, they live in a separate life outside of all that. And when you live a life like that, it's dangerous. Anybody knows that. And so let me get a drink right quick. And I'm sorry if y'all can hear my AC going, but it's too damn hot for me to be not having this damn AC on. Normally I cut it off while I record, but it's too damn hot, so I'm gonna talk a little louder. But anyway, so I want to dive into the different rabbit holes of the music industry. And I'm not picking my nose, I'm fixing my ring hole. But yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, I want to get into Diddy. Everybody knows what's going on with Diddy. It's a lot of he said, she said. Now, if y'all don't know, Diddy's been around for a long ass time. All he's ever done in his life was this rap game shit. But he's one of the bigger, stars. Me personally, I can't think of a Diddy song at the top, off the top of my head. I mean, I'm sure like I could hear a song and be like, oh, Diddy, saying that. But he also produced a lot of this music that we like, or like popular songs that y'all be shaking ass to in the club, and this and that. Diddy produced a lot of music. I don't know if he owned his own record label, or I can't exactly remember. But anyways, long story short, everybody knows about Diddy's house parties. I'm sure y'all heard about that. That Diddy, he like him a little. He like him a little of both. Apparently. Uh, so y'all know he would host these extravagant parties at his house or his different mansions or, on his boats and shit, where he would invite, other celebrities, and of course females, and apparently other males. Or so I don't know if y'all seen the videos circulating online where, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber came in the music game when he was fairly young. Making all those fucking teenage girl love songs. Everybody loved Justin Bieber back in the day. And so y'all seen them videos circulating online where Diddy, that video where Diddy was hugging on Justin and stuff, and you know Justin's clearly uncomfortable, and so and then what, there was that one video. I wish I could pull it up somehow. I'd have to find it somewhere on my TikTok, where someone was like recording. They were like in the Diddy party, and Justin was like, he like turns and looks at the camera real quick, and his eyes are squinted. It looked like he was sucking dick or something, and and he like turns real quick, and then the camera shuts off, and you could clearly, and in the background you clearly see that person picking they pants up. And so yeah, Diddy. Oh, and that's another thing, is he was damn it, I looked up the fucking name before I started this video, and now I can't remember it. But he was in a group. It was a group of 5 that he did start a label. I can't remember the name of the label. Anyways, the other 4 members of that label ended up dying off throughout the years. And of course, who's left? Diddy. Because Diddy, he's an evil ass person, and he had to have something to do with all their deaths, because apparently they was writing like a tell-all where they were gonna tell about the music industry, and and Diddy, he's one of the top dogs, unfortunately, in the rap game. Behind the scenes, he may not make and produce music like he was, but behind the scenes, Diddy's making hella money, doing messy shit. And so and another thing is, Diddy likes underage people too, just like that Jeffrey Epstein person. All that was going on. Diddy, Diddy's on Epstein, however the fuck you say his name, he's on that list. I guarantee you they released that list to the public. Diddy is on that bitch, because Diddy is a sorry ass motherfucker. And yeah, so I'm gonna get more into Diddy in a minute, but I want to also talk about, okay, so y'all know when these y'all know these up and coming artists, they have one hit song and they pop up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, they on the charts, everybody's talking about them, and you just like, how the hell did they become poppin'? So we're gonna talk about they call them industry plants, and so y'all know when it comes to, and this is, there's a lot of beef in, especially in music, but especially predominantly rap. Y'all hear about rap beef. God damn, I can't talk. Rap beef a lot. And so they say that they plant these industry plants to try to take out some of the more top dogs. Like they were having these newer artists try to beef with people like Nicki Minaj, Drake. Some throwing shots at Wayne, Eminem, coming into the game so they can try to get their name out there, because these labels, what they're doing is trying to find, because these labels specifically, Atlantic Records, Universal Records, there's different ones, but Universal and Atlantic I hear about the most. They want to get people like say like Nicki Minaj, Drake, they're trying to get these bigger artists, Kendrick, to sign with them, but obviously these artists say no, because most of them own their masters, and when you own your masters to your music, that means that it doesn't go through the labels. You're not doing the 360 deals. We finna get into that. That means all your music, or you profit off that. A label doesn't get the cut, nobody else gets the cut. You profit off the sales and the merchandise and the tours, and that's what owning your masters to your music is. You own your craft. Like, there's no second, anybody saying that you have to do this, you have to do that. You decide what you do. And so I want to talk about these label loans. So what a lot of people don't know is, say like when these newer people get signed to a label, say like Moneybagg Yo signed to CMG with CMG Collective Music Group. It used to be called Cocaine Music Group. Yo Gotti's the CEO, and Gotti was really hot back in the day, and he still drops some bangers, Down in the DM, Rake It Up, Law, these songs that y'all know. He still hops on records with some of his artists, but CMG is his label group. And I want to talk about CMG because that's one of my top label groups that I like, because I like a lot of the artists that are in that label. Glorilla, Moneybagg Yo, Mozzie. Who else is in CMG? Finesse 2 Times. People like that been dropping, a bunch of bangers. CMG, they got a lot of good fucking artists. But what y'all don't know about these labels is, like, when y'all hear these rappers, they got signed to so-and-so, they just got a label deal. What y'all don't know is that these labels give these artists, say like, okay, I just signed, say like, hypothetically speaking, I just signed to Atlantic Records. I'm an up-and-coming artist, and they sign me 4 years. Say I get $4 million, so that's $1 million a year. So they give you that money up front, so I'm getting my $4 million. But and this is why y'all gotta read the fucking fine print of these contracts. And what a lot of these artists, they see, oh shit, I'm finna get $4 million, and most of them ain't never seen that money. Will never see that money without being a type of artist in their life. So when they see all them dollar signs, they're like, shit. They don't care what that contract say. Oh yeah, I can make music. I got bars. Shit, give me my $4 million. Okay, great. You got $4 million, but what you don't know is that you just got a big ass loan that you got to pay this record label back. And yeah, you can have popping ass songs, top 5 on the chart, all this and that, but a lot of these artists don't stay hot forever. Like, you can't just, right now, Sexy Red and Ice Spice and I can't think of a lot of the new male rappers that are new and popping like that, but like people like them, yeah, they're doing good right now. They're releasing these bangers, but eventually that's gonna slow down. Like, not everybody hits GOAT status, not everyone's gonna be a J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake status. It's not gonna happen. And this is probably gonna be a long video because I'm only on the second topic. Anyways, this might have to be a 2-part video, because I know most of y'all not finna sit here for an hour and a half listening to all this, so I might have to break it up some. Anyways, so yeah, what a lot of these artists don't know is they just got a big ass loan, and you're gonna pay that loan back. And with any loan come interest. Y'all, everybody know that. Student loan, personal loan, house loan, everything come with interest. They gonna make their money back somehow, and then some. And so these artists, they get these, say they get a $10 million loan. Damn, that's a lot of money. Whoo, they go out and buy all these chains and cars and houses and start going to strip clubs, throwing hundreds and, blowing that money away. Shit, nope. Because guess what? You got to pay that $10 million back, and with interest. And it ain't no low interest rate either. Ain't no such thing as that. And so then, when that happens, a lot of them end up stuck. Or y'all think a lot of these rappers and these musicians make hella money, and you think they're living the life, but the truth is you're happier than a lot of these musicians, believe it or not. Because yeah, they got the money, they got the fame, but they can't go outside without being recognized, paparazzi following them, social media watching your every move, who you with, where you at, what you doing. You don't have a life no more outside of the public eye. And to me, having a personal life is like, don't take that for granted. A lot of people want to become rich and want to become famous, and You know, you can't become famous. You can't become rich. No, let me rephrase that. You can become rich, obviously, without being famous. Lots of people do it. But you can't become famous and not expect, like, there are cons to being famous. No matter what nobody tells you, there are cons. So yeah, label loans. These artists, these new artists, don't read the fine print. You paying all that money back. So yeah, you got a bunch of money, but you gotta release an album, say every 6 months. You gotta do whatever the label tells you to do. Music videos, meet and greets. They don't do a lot of those no more, obviously. You know, you gotta sell this much merchandise, and so really you don't start making more money until you pay that loan back. So you living off that first 10 million, but most of them go and blow it. And so then that adds up. So from 10 million, you buying houses, cars, you know, chains, jewelry, you know, all this expensive shit, designer. That 10 million just turned into 5 million. 5 million went just like that. Well, you still owe the label 9 million. You've only paid back 1 million. So you owe more than what you got. And yeah, you could release a bunch of songs, but you don't realize how many streams and how many physical copies, and, like, you know, because a lot of people don't buy the physical CDs no more. Most newer cars don't even have the CD players no more. Everything's on the phone now. And so you don't realize you digging your hole deeper and deeper. And when these artists cannot pay that money back, these labels are gonna get it back in blood. Like, this is why a lot of the artists, you know, end up passing away, overdosing, you know, going bankrupt, you know, one hit wonders type shit, Soldier Boy. And so, you know, so yeah, them label loans ain't no joke. And so next, I want to talk about these designer brands. So when you look at musicians, you know, you see a lot of them wear, like, more expensive, extravagant shit. Obviously, you know, because they can afford it. And so if they decked out in Louis and Gucci and, you know, Fendi, Balenciaga shit's ugly. I'm sorry, but I ain't ever seen a piece of Balenciaga and be like, damn, I gotta have that. You know, side note, hell to the no. But, you know, manzanita. And so what a lot of these designer companies will do, because people are gonna buy designer anyways, and not just famous people. I mean, there's a lot of lawyers and, you know, a bunch of real estate people. I mean, it's a lot of people that like wearing designer. It's not just famous people. So they don't need musicians to rep their stuff for people to buy it. Like, yeah, it's marketing and it's, like, you know, advertising. Like, you see an artist and be like, damn, I want that Versace sweater they got on, or damn, I want that Louis bag they got. But these designers, they don't need the recognition, or, like, because people know designer. People are gonna buy designer without all that. And so what a lot of these designer companies will do is they will actually lend these artists the clothes that they're wearing. So most of them aren't even buying it. So when they're flexing it, and what they'll actually do is have the artist wear it to, like, say, like the Met Gala, or, you know, the VMAs. You know, they're lending you these dresses and suits and, you know, sweaters and heels and all this, shoes and shit, because it's free promo. And so yeah, you seeing these famous people wearing designer. Oh well, I want that too. It's free promotion. They let them people, and what a lot of times these designers, they don't even give it to them for free. Sometimes they do, but they don't even give it to the artist for free. They're actually borrowing it. So they're loaning these outfits or these dresses out to these artists, because if you look at a lot of these celebrities, they never wear the same thing twice, because, you know, paparazzi take a lot of pictures, and a lot of them, they never wear the same thing twice. Like, you'll never see, like, the same outfit on them. They don't wear, you know, outfits like we do, where we may, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wear this shirt, y'all see me in this shirt before. Like, Drake and Lil Wayne, or, you know, any musician, Taylor Swift, gonna wear something and you'll never see them in it again, because a lot of these clothes are loaned to these people. And I'm not saying that they don't buy it. They probably got a closet full of shit they never even wear. But yeah, so designer, a lot of this stuff is just loaned to them. It's free promo. They're not buying it. And so, all right. So, what do I want to talk about next? So of course, when it comes to the music industry and the darkness within it, the first thing people talk about is the devil, of course. And a lot of it goes into conspiracy, but the thing about conspiracies is it's not always bullshit. Like that idea had to be brought up from something. Like there's some truth to every conspiracy, whether it's been stretched, altered, or not. There was a beginning point in which the beginning truth point in which these conspiracies stemmed off of. So it's not just some bullshit somebody made up. So when you hear about darkness within the music industry, a lot of people, the devil this, the devil that, satanic this, satanic that. And you do see a lot of satanic stuff and demonic things within the music videos. Doja Cat, Paint the Town Red. I know Lil Uzi, I can't think of nothing like his videos or nothing, but he's always dressed like with the horns and shit. What's his name, Lil Nas X did that fucking video, that controversial video where he was fucking twerking on the devil and shit, going down the pole to hell. I don't know who comes up. And then he tried to sell them devil shoes. It was like some Nikes or some shit, but they had like a drop of his blood in every pair, and it was like a limited number of pairs, and they sold out in like 5 minutes or some shit. I don't remember, or if they ever released them or something. But anyways, so when it comes to devil and the music industry, I do believe there's a connection, because just like a lot of people believe God is real, you can't have good without evil. So if God is real, then so is the devil, so is the evil, because like I said. And so here's the thing is why I think it does tie in together, because Lucifer, Lucifer, everyone knows Lucifer is a fallen angel, one of the more powerful ones. And so when Lucifer fell from heaven, I don't know the whole biblical meaning behind it. I'm not super, big into all that. But what I do know is that Lucifer, as the fallen angel, he was apparently a not iconic, but like a legendary musician. Like he could play any instrument, excel at any instrument, and he speaks any language perfectly. I mean, jack of all trades. I mean, and so Lucifer was a musician, and a good one at that. And so of course within the music industry there's gonna be evil. There's evil in anything, but yeah, that's what a lot of people don't know, is that Lucifer was a musician. And so when they say you signing your soul, selling your soul, you making deals with the devil. And I don't know if y'all ever heard that song, Dance with the Devil. Who was it by? Immortal Technique or something like that. It's a really dark and disturbing song, but it tells a lot of truth within like kind of the music industry and like the rap game, and like how easily people can be influenced. If you hadn't heard that song, I recommend you go listen to it. I think it's like 7 minutes long, but it's called Dance with the Devil by Immortal Technique. Really dark. But yeah, so the devil within the music industry, when people sell their soul, and you've seen a lot of these videos circulating where like they're doing like the all-seeing eye, or like the as above so below, the hand gestures at their concerts, or like the music videos are beginning to get a lot more dark and demonic. And this has been around for a while. And some of these artists openly say like, hey, I sold my soul. And a lot of people rub it off as like, oh, whatever. But the truth is, a lot of these artists do sell their souls. Same with the sacrifices. You notice that a lot of these artists, they're missing parents, siblings, grandparents, and of course a lot of young artists that want to make money, at the mention of having riches and fame, they don't hesitate to, they don't hesitate and realize the fact that, oh, I can sacrifice my sibling or my mother, they already lived their life. It's time for me to live mine. And so when that contract hits you and you seen them dollar signs, them commas, a lot of people don't hesitate to be like, and these sacrifices are real. I'm telling you, bro. When it's some dark stuff going on, because the mentality that they have is, like I said, that person that they're sacrificing, oh, well, they already lived their life. It's time for me to live mine. Or, oh, they would understand. They would want me to live my life, rich and famous and this and that. Because, we can't sit here in front and say that at one time we didn't all want to be rich or famous or, America's Got Talent or all that bullshit. Everybody's had that thought before. And so, so the devil, and another thing is, I want to get into, I can't even fucking talk. My throat's a little sore. I've been a little sick. The humiliation rituals. Now, the thing about these humiliation rituals is, you've seen a lot of these male artists dressing in like skirts and dresses and wearing makeup, and they got full on wigs on, and painting their nails and all this fucking bullshit. And some really surprising people, but when it comes to getting these riches and this fame, the devil ain't just gonna hand it to you and be like, here, here's this, key to success. It's not gonna come. Yeah, you selling your soul, but that's not enough. It's just like gang initiations, it's initiations that you gotta do in order for the devil to be like, hey, this motherfucker's for real. Because obviously, if you don't follow that shit, why do you think these artists die? Because a lot of them don't follow through. They may get through some of it, but then they stop wanting to follow through, or they try to run and hide. You can't hide from evil, bro. You can't hide from the devil. You knew what you signed up for, and now you scared. Don't be scared now. And so, yeah, these humiliation rituals where you seen these top people dressing in like drag, or like wearing, doing their nails and wearing heels and dresses and wigs and all this stuff, is to be publicly humiliated, because you can't you can't have the good without the bad. Like, you got to humiliate yourself in order to gain what you're trying to gain. But it's already out there, so the public's gonna know about that forever. Be like, oh yeah, you remember the time so and so dressed in all that shit? Yeah, it's out there. It's humiliating. And so those humiliation rituals are real, most definitely. Uzi, for one, we ain't even gonna. If y'all know Lil Uzi, y'all know Lil Nas X. With the, all the shit he do. I don't even want to get into that. Anyways, yeah. So, humiliation ritual. Another thing is, you notice a lot of these artists are addicted to drugs, whether it be country artists, rap, pop singers, even these Hispanic and Spanish singers. A lot of these people are addicted to cocaine, opioids, I don't want to say weed, because I feel like, anything can be an addiction, but a lot of people smoke weed. But I'm saying like the harder drugs, like the psychedelics and stuff, lean, especially, codeine, that these rappers, they got the double cups and shit. And, they promoting all these drugs and these bitches and this, this lifestyle. And of course the teenage audience, or like, the younger audience, they're going to be influenced. They're going to think that shit's cool. And, that's where that shit comes in, is, a lot of these artists get addicted to these drugs because they're trying to drown out what they know behind the scenes. And if a lot of these artists, they speak out. And, most of the time they're like drugged up. Like, I just seen an interview with NBA Youngboy, and he was drugged the hell up, but he was saying that basically he sold his soul, and he feels like he's in like it's never ending. Like, whatever he does is not enough. Like, the evil wants more and more and more, and that's how that works. When you sell your soul, it's gone. Like, you numb to the shit now. And so, yeah, so the drugs that they be doing and shit is to drown out the demons. And so and I got a lot to get through. So, and we already at shit. I feel like I'm gonna have to do a part two. But I want to get so back when I used to watch conspiracies, and me and my best friend, we used to watch on her little tablet, bro. That shit, those were the good old days. But we were hella into conspiracy theories, and it's because we not blind to the shit. Like, we know the truth, and like we know what goes on behind closed doors. Like, some people just see the money and the bitches and the jewelry and the cars, and they're like, damn, I want that. But in reality, you don't. Like, as soon as you're famous, you don't live another day in the shadows. Like, everything you do, you go somewhere, people recognize you, they want a picture, paparazzi's fucking on your property, like trying to get, like, there's no such thing as privacy at that point. You can't go out and have go out and have a meal with your family, or go, if you want to go run to the store and go shopping. Like, you can't go nowhere without security. You can't go nowhere with without some type of paparazzi, trying to harass you and shit. Like, that privacy is gone. And so here's another thing I want to talk about. So a lot of and this ties into the satanic part of the industry. If you play a lot of these songs in reverse, specifically like Beyonce's songs, and I've seen people do it, like they'll reverse it and slow it down, and a lot of these songs have meanings when they're played backwards, but they're like dark, like, or like it's kind of like a spell. Like, how these certain songs get super addicting, or like they're in your head, or they're played all over the radio and blah blah blah. When you really look into a lot of these songs, and spells are a thing, and this ties into like, spell work and magic and stuff. That does tie in to evil as well, some parts of it. And so the more that you listen to these songs or idolize these artists, the more that you're opening those doors for evil and for, and I'm not saying you can't listen to music and like it, but I'm saying like hardcore fans, like obsessing over these artists, like that's what the devil wants. They want you to obsess over this plant that they basically, this industry plant, because that gives the power to the evil. And so when you play a lot of these songs in reverse, if you really listen to the message, it's saying something. And you slow it down, it is saying something. I wish I had like an example, but I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And so another thing, and I wanted to mention this earlier when it gets into the record labels, what a lot of these young artists don't know, and what they don't read in their contracts, is that once you sign that contract, you're giving the record label the permission and the ability to take out a death clause on you. And what I mean with the death clause is, say like, it's basically like in a life insurance policy, but not for your family, not for nobody that you care about, but for your record label. And at that point, all the rights to your music, even if you did have any left, go to the record label, and that gives them permission to continue. Say you had unreleased songs or unreleased merch, or that gives the record label permission to forever use your songs and image and all that, even long after you pass. Say like, I don't know if X was signed to a label or not, but say like someone like X, or like Pop Smoke, they were signed to these labels. Well, even after their death, we still had these songs coming out unreleased, but it's because the record label has those death clauses to where they automatically already had permission to continue profiting off of these dead artists, because you just gave them permission to use your voice and image, and any merch they want to make, any what's it called, like remembrance that they want to do of you, these social media posts. They're profiting off of all of that even after you're gone. And 90% of those earnings do not go to your family, your children. Like, these artists, they don't understand when they sign these contracts, they don't read the fine print. They don't, because they see that money, they want that money ASAP, a lot of times cash in hand. They don't bother to read the fine print. So these labels can take out a death clause on you as soon as you sign it. And so say you pass away or you don't fulfill what you supposed to do, you don't start paying back that loan money they gave you, shit, they'll probably kill you off. And they still gonna profit off you because they gonna get that money back regardless, even if they gotta get it back in blood, just like fucking Dirk said. So yeah, yeah, that's the death clause. And so that ties into the label contracts. I talked about the industry plants. So the 360 deals kind of ties into that. So a 360 deal is basically when your any concerts, any albums you release, singles, mixtapes, merchandise, hoodies, shirts, shoe lines, commercials that you do, social media posts, anything that you do with your image under your musician name, anything that you do, that label gets a percent of, and it's a bigger percent than what you're making. So a label may get 70% while you getting 30. That's a 360 deal. And so when I say an artist has their masters, any musician that has their masters, they don't do the 360 deal. They don't have to give no label their 70% of their earnings and only come back with say you made 5 million off a fucking tour. Well, you probably only gonna see, what, if you're lucky, 1 million, 1.5 million out of that 5 million, because that label's gonna take it. That label will take it. And so these 360 deal is that money is going in a 360 circle. It's going right back to the label. It's right back where it fucking. So that's the thing with these 360 deals, is that a lot of these artists that don't keep their masters and sign to a label, they're in a 360 deal. Moneybagg Yo, Glorilla, who else? I'm trying to think off the top of my head who doesn't have their masters, but even people that were hot at one point, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Lil Pump, that people that were releasing all these songs, they don't have their masters. They go through a label. And so that percentage that they have, Cardi B as well, it's all going to the label. They're not seeing all of that money. So a lot of them don't make as much money as y'all are thinking. And so that ties into the sacrifices. And y'all know I talked about the Diddy parties, but basically y'all know people were getting SA'd at these parties, and a lot of these parties included underage females, underage males, and it ties into a lot of that. And that's when the NDAs come in, and you got to pay these people so much money to keep their mouth shut. And when you stop paying is when all these allegations come to light. And how it's been, where she said, he said, and oh well, he did this to me this day, or she did this. And y'all know how these allegations come out, and these people take these sexual allegations seriously. And so that ties into those parties. And so what's another thing? So another thing I want to talk about is the clones, because y'all know these clones. Look, the government is a powerful fucking beast, and we got technology that us civilians can't even comprehend. We don't even know about all the technology that they got. And there is a cure for cancer. There's a cure for a lot of these sicknesses, and a lot of these sicknesses, the government, like COVID and all that, I really believe was government funded and government created, because they made hella money off these COVID tests, and then now you can get them for free. But these COVID vaccines and these COVID tests at one point was costing $200, $300. They made hella money off that shit. But it also has to do with population control. The more people they can kill off, because people gonna have babies, people gonna have kids. It's a bunch of, our population growing every day, but it gets to be too much. They got a population control. So release these sicknesses, kill off a percentage of people, then roll out these vaccines and stuff. Now people treat COVID just like a cold. But back then it was deadly as hell, and we lost a lot of people from it. And so the government is capable of a lot. So why the hell wouldn't they be capable of cloning artists, cloning anybody really, presidents? I'm not even going to get into politics on here. But yeah, they are fully capable of cloning. And when I say that is, because a lot of these artists, when they start realizing how dark the shit is, they try to, you know, send some cry out for help or blah blah. They're gonna kill them off and clone them. Y'all notice a lot of these artists start to slowly look different and different and different, and they saying, "Oh, plastic surgery. Oh, you know, this and that." Yeah, okay, but there's no way Gucci Mane came out of prison looking. Look at Gucci Mane in 2006. Look at Gucci Mane now. It's no way within those few years that he was in prison that he came out looking like that. That Gucci is a clone. Kodak is a clone. I think Kanye is a clone. They are cloning these artists because they know the secrets of Hollywood, you know, these executives, these higher ups. It's easy to clone them, release that clone, and, you know, it's got their voice, their face, their image. I mean, but if you look close up, it's certain similarities that you cannot mimic. And I might do a whole separate video on that because it's a lot that goes into that. But these clones are real. Eminem especially, like, you know, it gets deep when it comes to that. And what I want to talk about, I really, and just a side note, you know, Takeoff, you know, I was really into the Migos. They was releasing some bangers. I fully believe that Takeoff was sacrificed. And it has to do with a conspiracy because Quavo did a music video, and in that music video, I don't know if it was unreleased, but that it was like in the music video that person died during a dice game or had getting an altercation over a dice game, and he died anyways. Takeoff died during a dispute at a I believe it was a bowling alley over a dice game, you know, gambling. I fully believe that Takeoff was sacrificed in order for, because Quavo, one, is slick out the mouth. Look at the Quavo and Chris Brown beef. I'm gonna get into rap beefs too. Chris Brown won that shit. Quavo weak as hell, but he has some bars, but he got obliterated. And so Takeoff, I feel like Quavo, it's more Quavo than Offset. I feel like Offset was already, he don't gotta be big because Cardi B's big and that's his wife, so they both making money regardless, and they was making hella money as the Migos. But it's always that one person in groups like that wants more fame than the others. So Quavo swear he was the most famous Migo, and y'all, it's a lot of interviews and videos of Quavo saying that, you know, he was the most popular Migo and everyone thought that he was the most popular Migo, whatever. Offset is only as popular as he is. One, I feel like, is because he's with Cardi B, and Cardi B was a big thing, you know, at one point. You know, I fuck with Cardi B. Of course, not as heavy as I do Nicki, but I'm not one of those that'll pick and choose. Like, you know, I can appreciate every artist, but Nicki's always gonna be my top. You know, that's my top bitch right there. Like, can't nobody compete with the motherfucking queen. But so I fully believe that Quavo wanted more stardom, more fame, more money than what he was getting as Amigo. Tried to branch off on his own, realized he couldn't do it, sacrificed it. So he made a lot of money, and then he put out these bullshit tributes. And I like the songs that he put out, but he didn't mean none of those. Like, genuinely, no. I feel like Offset really showed genuine emotion when it came to Takeoff's passing, but like I said, I feel like Takeoff was sacrificed. And so I want to get into so y'all know a lot of these artists have alter egos. Beyonce has, damn it, I can't think of her alter ego right now. Damn it. What's her name? Alexa, what's Beyonce's alter ego?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Alexa.
Isn't reachable.
God damn it, my internet. Anyways, Beyonce, Sasha Fierce. There we go. Damn it. Fucking Alexa ain't no damn help. Sasha Fierce. You've seen in her some of these tours that she did in these videos, you're capturing like her like tweaking out, but like when the eyes get black or like they roll in their head, they are summoning a demon in order to get that energy and that boost that this crowd feeds off of. And so Sasha Fierce, which is one of Beyonce's alter egos, she said Sasha is who when she's performing on stage, is the entity, and she's even said the word entity and demon, she feels like someone's coming into her in order for her to perform at such a high, like velocity. And so a lot of these alter egos are these demons that these artists are allowing to come in because they already sold their soul in order for them to perform or give the crowd what they want. So a lot of these artists have alter egos, and so I feel like their alter egos play into the fact that these is a way to cover up these demons, because these demons are real. I mean, believe it or not, even your favorite artist, I guarantee you. And so I already kind of talked about like the devil in a lot of the music videos and the lyrics and the public eye, like these outfits and these, Sam Smith was his devil outfit, Doja Cat with her music videos, Lil Nas X with his whatever the fuck he got going on. A lot of these artists are openly supporting or like repping the devil and the all-seeing eye, and it all plays into this big thing. It's all fucking real though. Like, this is real dark shit that's happening within the. And if you look up the musical Iceberg, it's a lot of stuff that was on there. I was gonna pull it up. I'm gonna see if I can pop it up on the screen somehow. I'm still learning. But yeah. And so then I was gonna do this earlier in the video, but so I want to give my take on the, because everyone was talking about it. It's been a big thing in the fucking social media lately. So the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Now, me personally, I don't fuck with Drake. I know he's part of Young Money, and I fuck with Young Money and all that. And he's done a few songs with Nicki, but like, I have never in my life said, "Hey, turn on some of that Drake." Now, I'm not. It's not gonna. It's not. It goes to say that he released decent songs. Like, he's got some bangers. Like, oh, I'll listen to it. And he does songs with Nicki. So those, yeah, I got on my playlist if Nicki's in it. But I don't have a song where it's just Drake and I'm like, oh yeah, like, I fuck with Drake. I don't fuck with Drake like that. Like, I think he's an okay artist, but I definitely think he's one of the more overrated artists. Like, he's got some bars, okay, but like, just Drake's whole image and the whole, I can't stand Drake. 21, can you do something for me? Yeah, like, no. Hell no. So my take on the Kendrick and Drake beef is, so basically, apparently it all started when I didn't know that Kendrick technically, but even then it was kind of like a diss, but it kind of wasn't. It was one of those disses where you kind of could have let it roll off, but you know how they be in the rap game. So I guess Kendrick claimed he was one of the big three, and so the big three in the rap game, and even when you look it up, consists of the top 3 biggest artists in rap as of the last since 1990s, 2000s. No, not even 1990s. I think it's like the later 2000s. This more recent shit, I can't think of the words right now. But when you look at statistics and like album sales and streams and that, Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar, they would technically be considered the big 3. And so when Kendrick, he said something about, I'm part of the big 3. What did he say? Like, fuck the other 2. I'm number 1 or something. Because a lot of these artists claim to be number 1. Like, everyone wants the number 1 spot, and so I guess Drake took that some type of way. Because Kendrick was saying the big 3, and he, go argue over it, whatever. And so Drake took that some type of way, apparently released some bullshit ass diss that I think I heard some of it. And I'm not saying that he didn't have no bars in it, but like, Kendrick killed that shit. Like, Kendrick bodied Drake. Like, Drake need to take a little hiatus, go on a little vacation, whatever dignity and self-respect he got left, come back with that, release some, decent music, and shut the fuck up and get on. Because just like Quavo's ass got bodied by Chris Brown, Kendrick Lamar bodied Drake's ass. I don't even fuck with Drake, and I really don't even fuck with Kendrick like that. But it goes to, Kendrick is a good artist. He's just not the rap that I like. He's not that type of flow that I like. But anyways, I already done talked a whole bunch, but I got through most of this list. And I gotta have a list because my mind be everywhere when I be talking. But yeah, so the music industry is a dark ass place. Like, it's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and there's so much more to it that I can even get into. I want to do a separate video on some. I want to get into the iceberg if y'all haven't seen it. But it's a lot of dark stuff that goes on. A lot of pedophilia, underage people, sacrifices. The cloning, the 360 deals. A lot of these younger artists dying off because they're not completing these rituals. They're not doing what they signed up for, and so. But yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to, come on episode 3, kind of talk about the music industry because I'm into all the conspiracies and shit. Kind of give my take on it. Educate y'all a little bit on how what goes on behind the scenes. And of course, there's a lot more to it in depth. But I could be here sitting here talking for 3-4 hours. But so yeah. Anyways, and side note to kind of end the video, I've been wanting to post more consistently, but the last few weeks, yeah, I just been, I've been sick, and then with this, I ended up injuring my shoulder at work, so I'm on a light duty schedule right now, and it's overnights, and it's kind of throwing my whole sleep. It's a bunch going on right now. But I'm gonna try to be more consistent. I feel like once a week is a little much. I don't want to burn y'all out and whatever. So I feel like I'm gonna try to do every 2 weeks or so. Try to put out a little video, a little hobby or something. But yeah, so just wanted to get on here and I'm trying to plan. So if it's something y'all want to see or it's some topics y'all want to see me cover, let me know. I can't do everything by myself, hell. But yeah, so if it's something you want to kind of see me, message me, comment, hey, hey, you should talk about this. Hey, you can talk about that, because I'm gonna tell you how it is. I'm not finna sugarcoat no shit or, bleep out this. We talk how we want to talk about what we want to talk about. So I got a few ideas of these next few episodes that I'm finna be rolling out. But yeah, so just kind of stay tuned for that. And like I said, the editing and the we're gonna get some better equipment eventually and stuff like that. Once I can see that it'll be a more continuous, consistent thing that I'm, going to be trying to do. But yeah, so, I appreciate those of y'all that do tune in, kind of watch, give me y'all's feedback, and I take feedback, I take criticism. Y'all think I'm breathing too loud, or y'all think I'm talking too much, or y'all think I need to kind of switch it up. I try to switch up backgrounds a little bit every now and then, but just kind of let me know, kind of give me ideas what y'all want to see, what would interest y'all, because, I'll talk about anything. So, but yeah, I appreciate those of y'all that do support, But anyways, I'm gonna end this, fuckers. So I'm not talking, I heard damn near I already talked an hour. So, but yeah, thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned. We're gonna have some more fucking cool ass shit, dope ass shit to be going on in this channel. I'm hoping to, kind of get a little speed going. But yeah, so y'all stay tuned for the next one. The next episode, I'm gonna try to have that little topic bowl that I talked about, where I kind of write down a bunch of ideas and topics y'all give me, and we're gonna pick out, and that'll be what the next video be about. Y'all kind of have an idea. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do that next couple videos. But anyways, y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here because I'm tired, and I'm gonna go